Okay, good morning all. Today we will start our next chapter, that is highway economics and the financing. In this chapter, we are going to cover the topics: the highway economics and financing, the highway user benefits, vehicle operating cost using the charts, highway costs, then the economic analysis by the annual method and the benefits cost ratio. And also we will see what is meant by the BOOT concept. Okay. So the first point of the chapter is the highway user benefits. The road user benefits includes the advantages, privilege, and saving occurs to the driver, passenger, road user of after the advancement of the road user of the existing. With the road user benefits, we need to study the what will be the advantages due to that road, the privilege saving occurs due to that road, because the saving in the sense of money, in the sense of the vehicle operating cost, in the sense of the operating costs, wear and tear of the vehicles, that all we need to study. Okay, so all this study we have to do regarding the drivers with respect to the passenger, with respect to whatever the road user is there. Okay. So due to the construction of the new road, what will be the benefits to that driver or the vehicle? Okay, that we need to study. The benefits are measured in the term of the vehicle operating cost. Okay, because suppose before the construction of the road, if the undulating or the patches are in the roads are more, then due to that, what will happen? The wear and tear will be more. The vehicle operating cost will be more. Okay. Also, it consumes the fuel more on the if the roads having the too much patches. Okay, because frequently you need to change the gear, the acceleration of the vehicle will get changed frequently due to the presence of patches on the road. Okay, so we need to study the vehicle operating costs due to the construction of the new road. This reduction in the transportation costs beneficiary almost all the account. Okay, due to the construction of the new road, how much cost reduction will be there in the transportation. That also we need to study before the construction of the road, how much time will be required to transport the one thing from one place to the another place. And after the construction of the road, how much time will be required to transport that thing from that same place to the another place. Okay, so we need to study this transportation cost effect due to the construction of the new road. Okay. There are two types of the highway benefits. The first one is the quantifiable or the tangible benefit in terms of the market value. And second is the non-quantifiable, or it is also called as intangible. And we will see what is meant by quantifiable or tangible benefit. Tangible benefit means what? The saving in the vehicle operating cost due to the reduction in the petrol or the diesel price. If the petrol or diesel price will get lower, then the reduction in the operating cost also will be there. Then the less wear and tear of the tire, the reduction in the maintenance cost of the vehicle. Okay, if the road is superior, then wear and tear of the tire will be less. Then also the maintenance cost of that vehicle will be also less. So these are considered into the tangible benefits. Okay, then the saving in the traveling time, which can be increases the number of public transport and earning the per unit time. Okay, due to the construction of the new road, we save the time to transfer from one place to the another place due to the construction of the new road. In the previous road, there are more number of patches. We go for the maintenance or we go for the new construction of the road. Due to this, what will happen? We will reduce our traveling time. Okay, whatever the transportation cost will be there, it will get reduced. That also it is considered into the tangible benefits. Saving the traveling time of the passenger. Okay, The reduction in the accident rate due to the improvement in the highway facilities causes the considerable benefits to the road users and the others. Also due to the if the patches are less, then the accident causes will also less, because due to the patches there is chances of accidents over it. Okay, if the patches are there on the turn, then the chances will be more on the turn if the patches are there. So accident chances will get increased. So due to the construction of the road, already going for the maintenance of the road, what will happen? The whatever the accident rates are there, that will get reduced. So it is also considered into the tangible benefit. So okay, so in the tangible benefit, what we are going to study, we are going to consider the less wear and tear of the tires, also the maintenance cost, it is reduced of vehicle, then also due to the construction of the new road or the maintenance of the road, the traveling time for the passengers, traveling time for the goods, etc. will get reduced. Also, the accident rate will be get lower. Okay. So all this we are going to consider into the tangible benefits. So in non-tangible or non-quantifiable benefit, what we are going to consider? The poor condition of the road causes the considerable increase in the fatigue and discomfort to the driver or the passenger. If the road improvement is done, then it can be reduced to the fatigue and give the comfortable journey to the road users. Okay, so what we are going to consider into the non-quantifiable in this uh, non-quantifiable condition, we will going to cover, or we are going to consider the fatigue study and the comfortable of the passenger. Okay, if the roads are not that much good, if the patches on the roads are more, then it will create the fatigue condition, it will create the discomfortable journey to the passengers. Okay, if we go for the maintaining the road, if we go for the proper construction of the road, what will happen? The comfortable condition of the passengers will be more. Okay, so this comfortable condition, whatever it is there throughout the journey, that is considered into the quantifiable benefits. Okay, non-quantifiable benefits. Improved mobility, improved mobility, enabling the reducing the suffering and the pain of those involved in the road accidents, fire hazards, and the other calamities. Also, whatever the pain that are felt by the passengers due to the unevenness in the roads, due to the patches in the roads, due to the fire hazards, due to the if the accidents will be there, okay, due to the improper road, whatever the pain that involves the to the passengers, that is considered into the non-quantifiable benefits. Okay, so what we are going to consider in non-quantifiable, the first is the fatigue of the driver, also the comfortable conditions of the driver, passengers, etc. Okay, and also we are going to consider the pain. Okay, whatever the reduce the suffering of the pain of the drivers or the passengers due to what? Due to the accidents, due to the non-comfortable traveling on that road. Okay, if the road is not superior, then pains will be there. Then next is the vehicle operating cost. Okay, what we are going to include, consider into the vehicle operating cost. The cost of the owning and operating the vehicle due to its use on the road is called as vehicle operating cost. Okay. So vehicle operating cost, generally it is categorized into two components: variable cost and the fixed cost. What is the variable cost according to the time, and what will be the fixed cost for the operating of that vehicle? And what? So first one is the variable cost. In the variable cost, what includes? It may be subdivided into two categories: distance related components like the fuel consumption, spare parts, tire wear, lubricants, maintenance, and the labor cost. Okay. So this is what the distance related. If it travels more distance, more fuel consumption will be there, more wear and tear will be there. Okay. Servicing means what? Changing of the oil is required. Okay, it depends on what? It depends on the distance that you are travel. You have travel, whatever the distance you have travel, according to that, it get the variable operating cost will varies. If you have travel a long distance, automatically the cost will be more. If you have traveled less distance, the less cost will be there. The more cost will be for the petrols, consumption of the petrol or diesel, then a wear and tear of the tire, then regular changing of the oils. We call it as servicing of the vehicle. Okay, it depends on what, how much distance that we have traveled. And second one is the time related. The time related components like the depreciation value of the passenger's time, wages, and the fuel, etc. Okay, as the time passes, it will start the reduce the cost of that particular vehicle. It is called as depreciation. Okay, you will going to study in depth in the next year. That is quantity surveying, USU subject. Okay, quantity survey and valuation. What is meant by the depreciation? I will briefly tell now what is meant by the depreciation. Depreciation is nothing but what? According to the time, or if the time passes, the value of that particular thing, that may be the vehicle, that may be anything, it will get reduced. Okay, and it is called as depreciation. Then second one is the fixed cost. Okay. Now first we have seen the variable cost. It depends on two conditions: distance traveled and the time. For distance travel, a lot of things depends on the how much traveling of that your vehicle, and also time related. What is the time related? We have to think about the depreciation of that vehicle. Okay, because if the time see when suppose you have to buy a car or any two-wheeler, at the time of manufacturing, its cost is different. Okay, if I use that bike for 2, 3, 4 years, ultimately what will happen? Its cost will get reduced due to this operating or due to this time period. Okay, how much time? If the time will get increases, the cost will also get decreases, and this decrease in the cost due to the increase in the time of operating, that is called as depreciation of the vehicle. Okay. जर सपोज एखादी गाडी आपल्याला घ्यायची असेल सेकंड हँड थर्ड हँड, आपण ती गाडी घेतो. सेकंड हँड ज्यावेळेस आपण गाडी घेतो 2 वर्ष वापरली असेल तर त्याची किंमत वेगळी असते. 4 वर्ष जर आपण ती गाडी वापरली तर किंमत त्याची वेगळी बसते. 6 वर्ष वापरली तर वेगळी बसते. मग हे अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाइम जे काय आपली कॉस्ट जी डिक्रीज होत जाते वेगवेगळं, त्याला आपण म्हणतो डिप्रिसिएशन. ओके, so that two, these two are considered into the variable cost, and now second one is fixed cost. Now in the fixed cost, what will be there? It includes the capital cost of that vehicle. Okay, whatever the market value that we have purchased at what value, that is capital cost. Registration fee, that is constant. Insurance of that vehicle. Road permit charges, road and other taxes. Okay, so these are the fixed that we have to pay. Okay, and these are fixed that will not vary too much. Okay, road taxes are generally fixed, permit charges are there, fees are there, capital costs are there. Okay. And this cost of the vehicle operating and the time for the unit discharge may be represented by the equation, and this relation is represented by the equation, and it equal to T is equal to A plus B plus C divided by speed. What is meant by A? Running cost per unit distance independent of journey time. B, what is B? B is a fixed hour cost depending on the speed. And what is C? The C is the portion of the running cost which is depend on the speed. Okay, so they have put one equation for the relation between this. So the equation is T is equal to A plus B plus C divided by speed. Okay. You may have screenshot of this. Take the screenshot of this, later on take down into your notebook. Now we'll see the highway cost. Okay, highway cost, on which parameters the highway cost is depends. The total highway cost is the sum of capital cost on the annual basis and the annual cost of road maintenance. Okay, so total highway cost is divided into two parts. The first one is the annual capital cost, how much required, and second one is the annual maintenance cost. Okay, whatever the cost is required for the construction, and afterwards for whatever the period of the maintenance it is there, 2 4 years, for that years how much will be the annual maintenance cost, and this is calculated on the annual basis, so that we can judge how much cost is required for annually. Okay, so the total highway cost is equal to annual capital cost plus annual maintenance cost. Okay, so total highway cost is calculated by considering the following components. The right of way included in the cost of land acquisition. Okay, first one is the how, on what parameter the annual capital cost is depends how much right of way it is there. Because depending on the right of way, we have to go for the land acquisition. Okay, so whatever the cost is required for the land acquisition, that first we need to calculate. Then grading, if the grades are required to provide, if the road drainages are required to provide, minor cross drainages, CD works if it is there, okay, cross drainage works may be required to provide. CD works include what? Siphon may you need to provide, you need to go for the super patches. Okay, if the canals and rivers are intersect, if the roads and rivers or canals are intersect, then we need to go for the construction of the CD works. That may be the super passage, that may be the siphon or the aqueduct, likewise. Then the major structures like the bridge, if the bridge is required to construct, if our road crosses the river, then we need to go for the bridges. Then earthwork, how much it is required to go for. Other roadway facilities, annual cost of the maintenance and operation. Okay, so these we need to consider whenever we are calculating the total cost of the road that is required. So in this, what we need to understand, first one is the, so first thing is the right of way. How much the right of way should be there for that particular type of road. Okay. And it depends on what? Depends on how much lanes that we are providing. 2 lane, 3 lane, 4 lane, 5 lane, 6 lane. Okay. And how much lanes should be provided? That is depends on your traffic condition. How much traffic is there on that particular road. Depending on that, the type of road, also the lanes are decided. Okay. So first one is the right of way, because the land acquisition we need to go for first, and it depends how much right of way it is required. According to that, we need to go for land acquisition. Then the grading, if required to provide curves, etc. Grade compensation, curves. Okay, that we need to provide if requires. Then the road drainages, if required to provide. It is not if I think mostly the road drainages is required to provide. Minor cross drainages works, CD works that we call, that may be the siphon, that may be the super passage, that may be the aqueducts that we need to provide according to the condition of that topography in that area. The major structures like the bridges, if required to construct, if our highway alignment crosses the road, then earthworks we need to go for excavation or the filling or the cutting of the poles, how much it is there. Other road facilities if required, and also annual cost of the maintenance. How much maintenance period is there, how much we should to keep aside for the maintenance out of the total cost. Okay. Then the annual highway cost. The item to be included while computing the annual highway costs are, so see here, what are the items that we need to consider? A portion of the administrative cost, okay, administrative cost, such as the personal, services, buildings, equipments and their operation, offices, insurance. Okay, all these things are considered into the administrative cost. How much persons are required, what are the services required, instruments required, tools and plants required. For operating that tools, how much the laborers or that machine experts are required, their operating cost, offices if required to place there, insurance. Okay, so all these costs are included in the administrative cost. Then highway operating, including the equipment, capital cost, and the vehicle and vehicle operating cost. Because on the road, for the construction of the highway or anything, we need to provide the tremendous amount of the vehicles, okay, for lifting the earthworks or for dumping the earthworks. Okay, for lead and left, we require the vehicles. So how much vehicles and their operating cost is also required that we need to consider. Highway maintenance cost, capital cost of a highway components, probable life and the salvage value of each component at the end of its utility period. Okay. At the end of its period, how much that will be the salvage value of that particular part of the highway. Okay, because after the use of that highway, we will go definitely we will get some salvage value from that. Okay, what is meant by the salvage value and scrap value? I think I have discussed earlier. The salvage value and the scrap value. Salvage value is nothing but after the utility of some years of that particular thing. Okay, we need to we get some value from that product. Okay, that is called as salvage value, and at the end of its utility period, okay, now we have to go for the scrap of that particular item. After the end of the utility period, whatever the amount that we get from that particular thing is called as scrap value. Okay, so salvage and scrap, these are different things. So after the utility of that particular part of that highway, we will get some salvage value. Okay. So also that also we need to consider. The average annual highway cost for the road system may be summed by the formula CA is equal to H plus T plus M plus CR. What is CA? CA is the annual cost of ownership and operating. How much the annual cost is required for the operating as well as the ownership. Then H is the average cost of the highway administrative and the management headquarters. Average annual highway operating cost, that is T. M is the average annual highway maintenance cost, and CR is the average annual capital cost of depreciation of the investment plus the interest on the capital. Okay, so by the summation of this all, we will get the average annual cost. Okay, in the average annual cost, we need to sum for sum of the first is H, T, M, CR. What is the H? H is the highway administrative and the management cost. Okay, administrative cost. In the administrative, we have seen now. In the administrative, I will show you. In the administrative, what includes the person that we need, tools and equipment that we need, the whatever the operating cost of the tools and then offices, then insurance. Okay, that included into the administrative cost. Then T is the annual highway operating cost. Okay, whatever the machines that are required, then the vehicle operating cost of the various machines. Vehicles, but vehicles comes under the operating cost. Then M is the annual highway maintenance cost. Okay, how much maintenance cost is required to give for that particular type of the highway, etc. Okay. And CR is the average annual capital cost of a depreciation of the investment plus the interest on that capital. Okay, that is, and how we calculate the capital, the interest on that. So CR is equal to, we know the formula to calculate the interest. P is equal to I plus 1 plus I raised to n divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. So we know this formula. You might have seen the simple interest calculation and the compound interest calculation. So compound interest calculation formula is there. So CR is going to P into bracket CRF. CRF is nothing but capital recovery factor, and that is equal to I into bracket 1 plus I raised to n divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Okay. So this is the important formula. Please write down first this formula. CA is equal to H plus P plus M plus CR. Write down this. CA is equal to H plus P plus M plus CR. Write down. Where CA is equal to average annual cost of ownership and operation. H is the average cost of the highway administration and the management. Water, whatever the cost is required for administrative and the management purpose, that is considered into as the H. P is the average annual highway operating cost. Also write down the formula of CR, that is average annual capital cost of the depreciation of investment plus interest on capital. How to calculate the interest? CR is equal to 3 into bracket I plus I into bracket I plus I plus 2 I into bracket 1 plus I bracket raised to n divided by 1 plus I raised to n whole minus 1. Write down this formula.
तात्काळ मुद्दाम केलं करायचं.
Okay. So this is the formula for calculating the capital recovery, average annual capital cost of the depreciation of investment plus the interest. So calculate the interest on that, so that we have seen the formula. The average annual capital cost for the project considering the salvage value may be estimated. If the salvage value is also considered while calculating the uh, average annual capital cost, then the formula is vary as CR is equal to C minus BS. Okay, BS is nothing but what? That the salvage value that we are considering. Okay, this above formula is when the salvage value is not considered. Suppose if we consider the salvage value, then the formula is vary like CR is equal to C minus VS, where C we are using, or we are considering the salvage value C minus Vs into bracket 1 plus R is to n divided by 1 plus R is to n minus 1 plus I into Vs. Okay. So C is the total investment on the construction. Vs is the salvage value at the end of its years. Okay. The interest rate is indicated by I, and is nothing but the number of years of expected use of that facility. If we are considering the salvage value, the formula varies, right? Please write down there. Below that, above you have written this formula. Below that, write down the average annual capital cost for the project. Average annual capital cost for the project, considering the salvage value, may be estimated as, considering the salvage value may be estimated as, may be estimated as CR is equal to C minus Vs. Write down this formula. Write out this formula because we need to see one example on this. Okay. I will see one small example related to this formula, how to calculate the capital value. So write down this problem. You will see one small problem on this. Write down this. Calculate the, write down this for problem. Calculate the annual cost of stretch of a highway. Annual cost of a stretch of a highway. Stretch of highway means what? Particular part of that highway. Okay. Particular part of that highway. Stretch of a highway. From the following particulars. From the following particulars. Write down this table. Write down this table. Everyone, please write down. Make a table. 4 columns. In the first column, write down item. In second column, total cost in lakhs. In third column, estimated years, life in years. And fourth column, rate of interest. Everyone write down this table. considered. Okay. So see here, the table is given, and below that table also write down the average cost of maintenance. The average cost of maintenance of a road is 1.5 lakhs per year. Is rupees 1.5 lakhs per year. Okay. Also maintenance cost for per year is also mentioned here. So see here in this problem, what is given for the particular type of the item like land, earthwork, bridges or culvert drainage system, pavement, for the traffic signs and the road uh, appurtenances, the particular total cost is here given. Also, its estimated life of that particular item is also mentioned, or also the rate of interest is also given. And by this given condition or given data, we need to calculate the annual cost. Okay. Now see here, I was this is very simple example. As we know, now only we have seen the formula for the calculating the annual cost, that is CR is equal to P into bracket 1 plus I into bracket 1 plus I raised to n divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Okay. So see here, what is the P? P is nothing but the cost that we require to construct. I is the rate of interest and n is the year, that is the estimated loss of that particular item. Now see, for the each and every item, we need to calculate this average annual cost, and then we need to take a summation of this. Okay, so we will get the average annual cost for per year for this construction of the highway. Okay, so first, for example, I will say take now for the land. For land, see here, first thing is P. What is P? That is cost. Okay, for land, how much is the cost? 35 lakhs. Okay. Then I that is the rate of interest. It is given as 6% rate of interest. Percent indicates what? 1 by 100 means what? Rate of interest is 6 divided by 100, that is 0.06. Okay, 6%. Percent indicates what? 1 by 100. 6 divided by 100, that is 0.06. That is our rate of interest. And the next thing required is N. N is what? Estimated life. For the land, it is 100 years. So put this value is at the place of P, put 35. I, that is the rate of interest, 0.06, and N, estimated life, it is 100 years. Okay. So by putting this value, you will get the annual cost of the land, that is rupees 2.106 lakhs per year. Okay. If I put this value into the formula, then I will get the annual cost of the land, that is 2.106 lakhs. Then also, if I go next for earthwork, the cost is given as 40 lakh, rate of interest is given as 8%, and the life period is given as 40. Okay, if I put this value into the formula, then I will get the annual cost of the earthwork as 3.35 lakhs. Okay, per year. That annual indicates per year. Okay. Annual cost of the bridges. For the bridges, the cost is given as 50 lakh. The rate of interest is given as 8%, and the life period is given as 60. So by calculating this, we will get 4.04 lakhs as the annual cost of the bridges. Then the annual cost of the pavement. For the pavement, see here, 100 lakhs of the cost which is given. The rate of interest is 10%, and life it is given as 50. Okay. So by putting this value, we will get the annual cost for pavement as 13.1471 lakhs. Okay. And the annual cost of the traffic signs, 15 lakh cost is given, 10% with the interest, and the life period is 5 years. Okay, if I put this value into formula, I will get the annual cost of the traffic sign as 3.95 lakhs. And also at the last, they have given the average annual maintenance cost as the 1.5 lakhs. So also add this. By taking the summation of all these, we will get the total annual highway cost, that is 2.1 plus 3.3544, 4.0399, 13.1474, 3.957 plus 1.5. At last, we will get the total annual, how much will be the cost of the highway. So it is equal to 26.60 lakhs. Okay. This is the cost required for the highway per year. That is annual cost of the highway. Okay. So write down the answer. First, write down the solution. Write down the formula. Annual cost is equal to CR is equal to P into bracket 1 plus I into bracket 1 plus RSTN. That 1 plus RSTN minus 1. Just simply put the values into the formula. You will get the solution. Simple steps are there. And at the last, take the summation of all this. Write down this solution. Okay, so this is the first example on the how to calculate the annual cost. Okay, so we'll move forward. The next term is the economic analysis. Okay, the next point of our chapter is the economic analysis. What is the economic analysis? Economic analysis of the highway improvement aims to determine the monetary benefits to the road users and others due to the additional expenditure. Okay, if we go for the additional expenditure, how much will be the benefits for the road users that we need to analyze. That is called as economic analysis. So for analysis of this economy, so we have different methods. So these are the several methods for economic analysis are like the annual cost method, the rate of return method, and the benefits cost method. Okay, so these are the different methods for calculating the economic analysis or to go for the economic analysis. First one is the annual cost method that we have seen now only. Also, we have seen one example on that. How to calculate the annual cost for the different type of items. Okay, that's what we have seen now. The second is the rate of return method, and third one is the cost, so benefit cost ratio. Okay, so in that first is the annual cost method that we have seen now only. The second one is the rate of return method. Okay, rate of return in the name indicates only how much return that passengers will get. Okay, that rate of return that we will going to calculate here. In this rate of return method, the interest rate at which the two alternate solution have the equal initial cost, that is going to we have to going to find. Okay, so what we are going to find here, the two different alternate interest rate for what it will use the same uh, annual cost here. Okay, so if the rate of interest of all these proposed projects is known, the priority for the improvement could be established. If we know the rate of interest, what should be the priority for the new establishment of the road? Okay, that we need to going to study in this rate of return method. And the very simple formula for rate of return, R is equal to, in the percentage, O plus M minus, sorry, O plus A minus M divided by P. In this, R is nothing but rate of return. O is the saving in the annual road user cost. Okay, due to the maintenance, due to the proper condition of the road, how much will be the saving of the road users. That is O. A is the annual saving in the accidental cost. Okay, due to the superior quality of the road, how much will be the saving in the accident cost. That is A. M is nothing but the additional maintenance cost per annum, maintenance cost, and P is nothing but the capital cost of the improvement. Okay, so by this we will get the formula of R, that is rate of return. R is equal to O plus A minus M divided by P. Will you write down this formula? First method is annual cost that we have seen. Also, we have solved the problem on that. The second method is rate of return. Write down the second method is rate of return. Formula for that, R in percentage is equal to, R in percentage is equal to O plus A minus M divided by P into 100. O plus A minus M whole. Okay, so up till now we have covered this chapter, highway economics and financing, how the highway user benefits are there, how the VOC is calculated, vehicle operating cost, and how the highway cost varies, how do we should calculate the highway cost. Now we will see the methods for calculating the economic for the economic analysis of the highway cost. Okay. And let's see that methods. Until now we have covered it up to that. So that we go towards the methods. Okay. Up to here we have completed economic analysis. Economic analysis of the highway. We have seen there are different methods for the economic analysis of the highway. In that, the first one is the annual cost method that we have seen in the last lecture, how to calculate the annual cost of the different particular items by using the formula. Also, we have solved one example on that. The second is the rate of a return method, and third one is the benefit cost ratio method. So in the rate of return method, we have seen it is the very simple way to calculate the very simple formula for calculating the rate of return, that is R in the percentage is equal to O plus A minus M divided by P. In the last lecture also we have written this formula. R is equal to O plus M, sorry, O plus A minus M divided by P. Okay, what is meant by R? R is return. O is the saving in the annual road user cost due to the construction of the new road or due to the maintenance of the road. By doing the superior the road, how much the annual road user cost is saved, that is O. A is the annual saving in the accidental rates. Okay, the accidental cost, whatever it is there due to the construction of the new road or due to the maintenance of the proper highway, whatever the cost that is reduced, that is the accidental cost, that is taken as A minus M. M is the maintenance cost and P is the capital cost of improvement. How much cost that we have invested for the improvement so that the accidental case should be minimized. Operating costs should be minimized. Okay, VOC that should be maintained. Okay, for that, whatever the capital cost that we have maintained or invested for the improvement, that is P. So by this formula, R is equal to O plus A plus minus M divided by P into 100, we can calculate rate of return. Okay. Now you see the third method, that is the benefit cost ratio method. Name only indicates how much benefits we will get after the improvement. Okay, so that how to the how much cost that we have invested for the improvement. Okay, means suppose if there is a road and we have invested some money for the improvement of that road, for the improvement of the pavement structure characteristic of that road. Okay, how much that cost that we have invested for the improvement. Okay, and how much benefits that we have get due to that improvement. Okay, if we take the ratio of this annual benefit from the improvement to the annual cost of improvement, that we get the benefit cost ratio. Okay, so very simple formula. Benefit cost ratio is equal to annual benefit from the improvement, whatever the improvement that we have done on the road. So how much benefit that we have received from that improvement and divided by how much cost that we have invested for that improvement. Okay. So by this we can calculate the cost benefit ratio or the benefit cost ratio. So R, the formula becomes R minus R1 divided by H1 minus H. R is the total road user cost for the existing highway. R1 is the total annual road user cost for the proposed improved highway. Okay, if we improved means what? Whatever the improvement that we have invented on that highway, due to that improvement, how much total annual road user cost for that road. Okay, that is R1. H1 is the total annual cost for the existing road. Sorry, H is the existing road and H1 is the annual cost for the improved road. Okay, so by taking the ratio of this, we'll get the benefit cost ratio. This is a small example on that we will see later. We will move forward for the next point, that is highway finance. Okay. Highway construction project involves the large investment that can be put a strain on the public purse. Okay. Because whatever the investment that government does on the highway, that will increase the strain on the public purse. So for this, the strain is especially great for the countries such as India, whose economic are undergoing rapid level of the development and the urbanization and have a great need for the expanded infrastructure. Okay, our country is what undergoing for the rapid level of the developments. Okay, developing country, so that what the strain will be more on the purse of the public due to the whatever the investment that we have done on the highway. So that what we have to do, we have to go for the triple P. Triple P means what? Public private partnership. Okay, the new term that invented due to this, that is the triple P. Triple P means public private partnership. So public private partnership is what? This is nothing but the increasingly being used by the government and the public sector authorities throughout the world as a way of the increasing the access out to the infrastructure service for their citizens and the economic at the reduced cost. Okay, public private partnership. Okay, so whatever the government it is there and the private construction companies are there, by the collaboration of this, they will go for the certain developments in that areas. Okay, so this is the public private partnership. The private companies also take the partnership for the construction of that highway. Okay. What are the then advantages of triple P? It gives the access to private sector finance. Okay, private sector also do the financing in that particular type of the construction of the highway, because if the only government go for the construction of the highway, then there will be the much pressure on the finance sector. Okay, so that the public sector also get involved into this due to the triple P pattern. Efficiency advantage from the using private sector skill and from the transferring the risk to the private sector. Okay, there will be the advantages is that the private sector skill, whatever the skill that private sector has, that can be utilized, and also whatever the risk it is there, that can be transferred to the private sector. So the efficiency that will get increased. The potentially increase the transparency as it is hand over to the private sector only. So transparency will be there. This broaden focus creates the incentive to reduce the life cycle cost. Okay, full life cycle cost it is there, that will get reduced due to this partnership of the public sector with the government. So the different methods are there by the triple P that involves the partnership of the private sector into the public. That may be the BOT, you might have heard BOOT. Okay, that that increases the interest of the public sectors and the private sectors into the government. Okay, so we'll see in that BOT means that what is mean by the BOT. You might have heard many times. BOT is nothing but build, operate, and transfer. BOT is nothing but what? Build, operate, and transfer. The name only indicates in this approach what we are going to do. See here in the BOT, whatever the construction of the road it is there, that will be government gives a sector of the road or the total road for the to the construction of the private companies. Okay, see here what is the BOT. Government what will do, it will use the whatever the road it is there, the construction of that road or the part of that road construction, that will hand over to the private contractors. Okay, then that private contractor is selected on the basis of his experience, whatever the amount of investment that he can do, how much the tools and plots that is available with him, how much the machineries are available with him, how much vehicles are available, how much labors are available, skilled labors, unskilled labors, depending on that all the criteria, whether the contractor is blacklisted or not. Okay, depending on all these criteria, they will decide one particular contractor or the private sector. They will transfer the charge of the construction of the road to that private construction. Then that private sector, what will do? He will take the charge of construction by investing his own money. When he invested his own money, he built that road, then operate. First term that is over, built. By investing his own money, he construct the road, that is build. Second term is operate. Whatever the benefits that is, whatever the benefit that comes from that highway, that will be taken by that private sector. Okay, up to what level? Whatever the amount that he or that sector is invested, and also the whatever the amount that he is invested in that project, that will get recovered. Okay, up to that level, he will operate that road, and then he will transfer that road towards the government. Okay, so this term is called as BOT, build, operate, and transfer. Name only indicates you can build the road, you can operate, whatever the taxes that are collected from that road, whatever the benefits are collected from that road, that all are collected by that sector. And after his whatever he get the money, after that he will transfer that road towards the government. Then after, government will take the benefits of that road. Okay, so this is called as build, operate, and transfer. Okay. In this approach, a private party or the concessionary retains the concession for the fixed period from the public party, called as principal or the client, for the development and the operation of the public facility. Okay. The development consists of the financing, designing, construction of the facility, managing and the maintaining the facility adequately, and making the sufficient profitable. Whatever the designs of that highway, whatever the financing that required for the highway, construction equipments required, material required, all these are invested by that private property. That is client. Okay, that client will invest all this. Then by the certain period or the secure returns to the investment by the operation, the facilities, and the during the concession period, the concessionary act as the owner. At the end of the concession period, the concessionary transferred the ownership to the facility to the principal at the no cost. Okay, whatever the amount that he will get from that road, after the taking the benefits of that road, he will transfer that road highway towards the public sector. Okay, government, with no any cost. Okay, up to that, he can take the benefit of the taxes, whatever the benefit that comes by that road, whatever he has invested the money. When he get returned that, he have to transfer that road towards the government. Okay, he can build the roads, bridges, water and sewer systems, airports, ports. Okay, all like structures are constructed by the term BOT. Build that road, operate that road, and then transfer it towards the government. Okay, a similar term it is there, BOOT. Okay, we will see first the advantages. Utilization of the private sector investment, interested of the public sector, transfer all the risk to the private sector, and transferring the technical knowledge, one of the most important benefit. Okay, what are the benefit that we have got? Whatever the utilization of the private sector it is there, that can be achieved. Whatever the risk is there, that can be totally transferred towards the private sector, and the knowledge, technical knowledge of the private sector, that can be utilized properly. Okay, by this BOT. Also, there are disadvantages. Complicated from the technical and financial issue needs the high level of the expert and the finances. Okay, expert advices are required, high level expertization and the financing is required because there may be the complications in the technical and the financial issues. Increasing the expenditures of the users and the operating time. If the operating time will increases, the expenditures will also go on increases. Construct between the benefit of the private and the public sector. If there will be the construct, okay, then it will hamper, no doubt it will hamper on the whatever the road or construction of the bridges it will be there. Okay. Then the similar term it is there, build, own, operate and transfer. Same term, only one term it is new, own. Okay, means what? Up to you can design, you can construct that road, then the ownership of that road, it is there with the private sector, whoever is built that road. Okay, whoever is built that road, the ownership of that road that will be there for that towards that private sector. Okay, and after that he can operate that road up to the his whatever his benefits are there, how much money that he have invested up to the end of utility, whatever the amount he get returned, he will wait up to that, then he will transfer that towards the government. Okay, so one new only term it is their own, means what? Whatever the when he built that road, the ownership that will be there for transfer towards the private sector. Okay, and after the taking the benefits of that road, operate that by operating that road, after the utility of certain period, he will transfer that ownership towards the government. Okay, without any cost. Okay. So this is what the build, own, operate, and transfer. Also, the roads mainly constructed by the BOT, also by the HAM. HAM is nothing but the hybrid annuity method. The one new term it is there, HAM. HAM is nothing but the hybrid annuity method. Means what? In this method, the road construction is taken by the partnership by the government and the private sector, by the 60-40 concept. Okay, 60% that will be invested by the private sector and say 40% that will be invested by the public sector. Okay, then whatever that money, that all the total ownership that will be there towards the government, all the benefits that will taken by the government, and whatever the money the private sector has investment, that money will be given him back by the certain amount, by certain stages. Okay, in coming next 1 year or 2 year, the total amount that whatever he have invested by the private sector, that will be given back. Okay, but in this case, the ownership there that will be there towards the government. Whatever the benefits or the operating benefits, that all are taken by the government. Only you have to invest certain amount, 60-40%, 60% by the private and 40% by the government. Then whatever amount he have invested, government will return that amount in coming after the construction of the road in 1 year or 2 years. Okay, by the certain stages. Okay, so this is the completion of our chapter, that is highway financing. Okay, we'll stop.